So I've been saying this for a while now. The big boys such as Victorinox and Leatherman need to be a little bit scared because the smaller companies such as NexTool are really coming up, making some high quality tools on the cheap. And these are just some examples right here. These three I'm not going to be talking about in this video. I'll be doing a separate video on these three tools right here. This video is going to be on this bad boy right here, the NexTool Explorer E20. It's their brand new utility knife slash multi-tool. It's actually still in Kickstarter. As I record this video, there's still 18 days left, and you can still grab the early bird on the Explorer E20. So why would you want to grab this in the first place? So let's talk about it. It's an 8-in-1 utility knife multi-tool. So what are those 8 tools? Of course, there is a knife right there. There's the razor blade. If I retract the blade and get in real close to the head here, you can see there's the flathead screwdriver and the Phillips screwdriver. These two prongs right here make up the obligatory bottle opener, of course. If I turn it around to the opposite end, there's your pry bar that is angled for leverage, and right in the middle of that pry bar is the so-called nail puller. And I put nail puller in quotations because, as we all know, that's probably not going to be pulling out any nails, maybe a brad nail or two. But when I see this and they call it a nail puller, I instantly go right to wire stripper. And then to round out the other tools, there's your 7-centimeter ruler right there. And for whatever reason, they're also calling the pocket clip here one of the 8 tools. And that's basically it. But what makes the Explorer E20 stand out, at least for me, is this quick swap blade change system. So if I push the slider all the way up and push this little lock all the way over to the left while holding up and take out this razor blade, if I retract the slider again and push back up, check it out, it instantly loads another blade. Now that is a really quick and convenient way to load in a new blade. I really appreciate that, especially when I'm at work and I don't really have time to go grab a tool to change out that blade. And in my opinion, this is even more convenient than something, say, like the Milwaukee Fastback that still has a toolless blade changing system where you have to lift up, release the blade from its holder, but then put in another one. This one, you still have to take out the blade, but slide back that slider and it instantly loads another one. Awesome. So let me give you a closer look at that slider. So I did show you this lock right here. Let me push it back. So you have to unlock the slider to push it back all the way down. So right now when it's at the bottom position, it's locked in. You can tell by that little slider being all the way to the right. Then to deploy, just slide it over to the left. And there's 2 different positions. So there's the first position that locks in. And you can see just how much of that razor blade is exposed. Right around a 1/4 inch or so. And I use this first position a lot because there's really not a lot of that razor blade exposed, but it can still cut through some cardboard. I have some cardboard right here just to demonstrate, and double it up just so it doesn't cut through to my desk, but you can see slices right through it. So even in that first position, you can still cut through cardboard. Then slide the lock over to the left, put it to the top position, and that's how much of the razor is exposed right there. It's just under a 1/2 inch. And I already showed you how to get that razor blade out, but I'll show you again. Just push that sliding mechanism all the way to the left while pushing all the way up, and that blade should just pop right out. Like I said, you really can't get more convenient than that. So now let's check out the back here, how you put those razor blades back in. NexTool calls this their magazine style internal blade chamber. So there's a little lock right there. Just open that up and it's spring loaded, so it should just pop right open. You can see those springs right there. And you can see what that chamber looks like with no razor blades in there. NexTool says it can hold up to 3 spare razor blades. And I got up to 5 razor blades in this chamber and actually got this door closed. But the problem with overstuffing this chamber is the slider gets really stiff to move. So then I took one away for a total of 4 and that worked really well. But if you want a really smooth action on this slider, just stick with the 3. But for me, I'm rolling with 4. And let me demonstrate how you put those razor blades back in there. So of course, those little notches right there on the top of the razor blade fit right there on the top in the chamber. And there you go, fits in there perfect. So 1, there's 2, and get in there 3, and 1 more. So there is 4. So that's what it looks like with 4. Snap that door shut, and as you can see, yeah, The slider works perfectly in my opinion. So for my test, it can technically hold 5 razor blades. I just wouldn't recommend it. I'm going with 4, but if you want to go with the recommended number, just stick with the 3. And let me give you a nice close-up of that anodized black aluminum on the face of the E20, really nice, and you can see that really thick piece of steel that makes up that pry bar. And because of that, it's a really sturdy feeling utility knife with that thick piece of steel running through there. Overall, it just feels excellent. Very, very well built. And I love the fact that NexTool gave us a pocket clip. This is a very pocketable utility knife, especially with this flat form factor. So the flat back and it's squarish design right here. It just feels really nice in the pockets. But I'm going to be honest here. You guys know how I feel about companies just throwing tools on a utility knife like this just so they can call it a multi-tool. And this one is no different. I'm not really sure if I'm ever going to use this flathead or this Phillips screwdriver. Also this right here, this so-called nail puller. I'd rather just have this flat across to have a nice scraper instead of having a useless nail puller here. Will some of you guys get some use out of this nail puller, flathead, and Phillips screwdriver? Yeah, probably. But for me, probably not. So I would just rather have these not here at all and just have a nice pry bar utility knife with a little ruler right there and pocket clip. Yeah. Keep the bottle opener there. I don't care. Almost every multi-tool on the planet has a bottle opener. That's why I said it's obligatory. You can basically use almost anything as a bottle opener, so why not have it here? But the fact that this has that quick swap blade changing system really makes this a standout in my opinion. It's super convenient. I love the form factor. And it's just a well-built, high-quality utility knife. NexTool is onto something here. But unfortunately, you can't buy this yet. It is still in Kickstarter, and like I said, there's still about 18 days left if you guys want to grab the E20 here. And right now I'm looking at the Kickstarter, there's still some early birds left at $30. $30 for this. That's not a bad deal in my opinion. I think it's easily worth that just for the convenience alone. Just take out that blade. Boom. I mean, you can't get any easier. And I don't want to sound like I'm trying to sell this thing because I'm really not, but I just love my utility knives and I love quick and easy blade changing mechanisms. And this is easily one of the best I've seen in a long time. Plus, pocket clip, it's easily pocketable. Yes, I like this. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the NexTool Explorer E20? Like I said, it's still in Kickstarter, and if you guys want to check out that page, I'll leave that link down below in my description box. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!